Good morning, everyone. I am packing up in wherever the heck I'm staying, near Kampala, Uganda, because I just want to go home and be with Teddy, honestly. I have a lot going on in my personal life, but not last night, the night before, I had the scariest night of my life, and I've been through a lot of things prior that you'd think like, oh, how could it be worse? It was worse, like worse. So Jose is coming to pick me up. I'm gonna go to the airport. I just want to go back and be with Teddy. I already only was gonna have a week in between my trips back in Nairobi anyways, so now I'll have like a week and a half to be with him and feel at peace. But I'm gonna tell you guys the story of what happened after Jose comes and gets me. But yeah, again, yet another like near-death experience that is definitely gonna stick with me. I'm like, even thinking about it, my heart is beating really fast. So I'll tell you guys about that. Almost there. We are running on African time. We left an hour late. So let's hope I make my flight. Speed racer.
Just know you're there.
Yeah, my plane takes off in an hour and we are running on African time. Oh my god.
We'll make you, don't worry.
Okay.
Now this is the first stop.
That's crazy that there's those roadblocks right there. There's the beautiful water. Good job, Speed Racer. Maybe stay close in case I miss my flight.
I will.
Because then you're going to have to come pick me up again.
I don't want to miss the flights. Thank you for choosing Uganda.
Thanks for being my friend.
Yeah, thank you for being my friend.
I'm glad you're alive.
Sorry.
I'll tell the story after this clip.
Okay.
Okay.
But you tell the story first, then get this.
Oh.
So I'll see you soon
late.
in a few. Maybe I'll come to Nairobi or
Yeah.
come here.
Okay.
Or we meet in Rwanda.
Oh, I like that idea.
It's East Africa, bro.
Let's do that. Okay. I don't actually care about their people. In the US, you don't see this. That's so interesting. But wow, my plane leaves in 30 minutes, like takes off. So boarding's about to close and they searched my bag. Everything that could go wrong did. But I think we're making it. Like a boss. I literally just got through in 1 minute. Last time it took me like 2 hours. I hustled and I'm breathing heavy, like I got a whole cardio workout. But I'm so excited to see my baby and I'm glad to be back here because okay, it kind of is home, like it has been, and it is, but it actually does feel like home, so I'm excited to be back. Good afternoon.
Making me look bald.
Sorry. Then I'm gonna make me look like I have no neck.
Okay, I'm done then.
Okay. I'm back with my baby, and rather than So help me. So help me. And rather than finishing up this video last night, I just spent time with him, quality time, and I'll talk about what happened, but he does not want to hear this story again. Right?
I don't.
Yeah. Because it makes him upset. So I'm going to tell the story when I'm not around Teddy, and we're going to go spend some quality time together. I don't know when I'll finish this video, but yeah, anyways, I'll be telling you guys this story. And for now, we're just gonna go enjoy each other's presence. I missed you.
Yes, you too.
Okay, let's go. Okay, you guys, so we just got back from having an amazing day together, and I'm so happy to be back home. Like I said, Teddy does not want to hear this story again. It makes him feel powerless and angry, understandably. So I talked to Jose about it as well, like before posting it. I wanted to make sure that it didn't put him or I in danger by sharing kind of what happened. So here we go. Let's see, last night I got back from Kenya. The night before that I went to a soccer game. Okay. It was 2 nights ago. After it happened, I stayed one more night in Uganda. So Jose and I went to meet up with our friend Isaiah. We went to university together. So I hadn't seen him in 5 years, and it was like amazing to see him. We had a really fun time. And we were also with our friend Emma that you'd seen in the other videos. So we went down to kind of like the downtown area. We went to Akasha Mall area. So if you're from Kampala or you want to look it up, we were near Akasha Mall. It's a pretty nice area. And we left the second place that we had gone to with our friends, got in the car, Jose was driving, and we are on the road driving, and there's a little side swipe situation. I could not tell you who crossed the line, but it was like the cars just like swiped each other. It wasn't feeling like anything major. So then Jose pulled into this little gas station, and the car that we sideswiped with followed us, like right as we're turning in there, runs into us on purpose onto my side. My window was down, and the guy was cussing, screaming, threw a bottle through my car window that hit me in the face. And then our car was like stuck with how he hit us. And I know now it's because our tire popped, but I think it was like up against the curb because he intentionally hit us. Probably thinking like, oh, we're just trying to run away from like this thing, which is what it became. So throws the bottle, hits me in the face. The car's stuck for a minute. He gets out of his driver's side, comes over to our car, and right on the windshield above my head, punches the glass and shatters the glass. And then obviously at that point we knew like, holy cow, this is no one to reason with, or like pull over on the side of the road and talk it out, or, you know, in the US we'd exchange insurance, whatever. Like there's nothing like that's gonna go on here. This guy is a crazy person. So Jose is like, he tells me to start recording and says, we just gotta drive. And I was like too freaked out to even pull out my phone. So Jose's driving, and then we pull onto this road, and I was like, what are you doing? We need to keep driving. I don't know if he knew that something was wrong with the car, that the tire was totally popped, but I was like, he's gonna find us. Like, sure enough, this guy pulls over right behind us, runs up to Jose's window with a gun. He pulled out a gun and is pointing it right at Jose. Jose's window's down. It's like pointing right at me. And I think Jose just reacted out of kind of like natural survival instincts, but he just literally bolted out of the car. So he ran, and I have a ruptured Achilles injury that I'm still recovering from. So I can't run, which is not something that probably anyone would have remembered in that moment. I think I was in so much shock, like I've never had a gun pointed at me before. And so this guy sits down in the car right next to me and is like fumbling around with stuff. He got Jose's phone, Jose's keys, like Jose left everything. He literally just gun comes up, guns pointed right at him, ran. And I, as soon as this guy sits next to me, I start having these like rapid thoughts of this man's gonna kidnap me or try to drive away. Like I don't even know. So I'm like fumbling around trying to open the door and it's locked, which all I need to do is chill out and unlock the door. But I was like shaking so much trying to unlock the door, like grab my phone without him noticing. I put it down my sleeve because I'm thinking like he's definitely gonna try to rob us at the very least, and then I'm gonna have no way to get a hold of anyone. Mind you, I don't have cell service there, so I was using Jose's hotspot to begin with, and now he has Jose's phone. So, anyways, as soon as I get out of the car, I can't even tell you what happens next. It's all a blur, but I remember him being like, "Where did he go?" And he starts yelling at me. I was like, "I don't know." And he goes, "Well, you need to get a hold of him. How do you get a hold of him?" I said, "I call him on his number." And he's like, "Well, then call him." And I was like, "You have his effing phone." Like, this guy is like so unreasonable. And then he's like, starts asking me questions. And I said, my friend is not the type to like, clearly this man thought that we were in the wrong and we hit him, which is not what Jose thinks. And so he is, reacting like Jose hit him and just ran. I was like, that is not what happened. Like, my friend will pay you if it's about money. He's not the type to like damage someone else's things and not take accountability for it. And I said, the reason, he's like, he just ran. And I was like, the reason my friend ran is because you just pointed a gun at his head. And like, I would be running too. And so then he starts trying to ask me, he tells me that he's special forces, first off. And I was starting to panic a little bit at that point because now I'm with the man with the gun, and then Emma's there as well, but Emma doesn't speak English, so it was pretty hard for us to communicate. And so I didn't feel safe at all. Like, I don't feel safe at all in terms of anyone having a gun around me that I don't trust. Just guns in general make me really uneasy, especially like working in schools in the US. Like, it's a little triggering, actually. And so I was like trying to stay calm-ish because he has my house key as well. So I'm like, I asked him for that. He's like, no, you can't have the car keys. I said, I just want the key to my home. He's like, no, you're not leaving. And I was like, I can't even have my passport or anything. And he's like, where are you from? I didn't want to tell him I'm from the US, even though, unless you're an idiot, you're going to know by my accent. So I was like, I live in Kenya. He was like, no, you don't. There's no way. And I said, yes, I do. No one believes that, first of all, looking at me, especially as like a born American. I was like, yes, I do. I live in Kenya. He was like, where are you from originally? So I say the US. And he looks me in the eyes and he's like, well, you're Ugandan now. You're Ugandan. You have no rights here. In Uganda, you're Ugandan. You have no rights. And I was just like, oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. I asked Jose about some of this. So I'm going to share some more details. This guy said his name was Pasco, works with Special Forces. He's calling someone right in front of me saying he needs reinforcement. So this traffic cop comes and I try to like talk to him like, hey, this guy has a gun. This is what happened. He's not listening to me at all. He wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't listen to me. So it became pretty evident that like he was this guy's friend and the guy called in a favor. Well, I also asked this guy as soon as he said he was Special Forces, I said, where did you just come from? And he goes, why? I said, where did you come from? He said, are you trying to interrogate me? I said, no, I want to know where you just came from just now. He was like, the bar. So then I started like spitting out some things that just make sense from a legal standpoint in terms of like pulling your gun on someone off duty while you were just drinking at the bar. And then it was pretty obvious that he became intimidated and like defensive really quick as soon as I started speaking up. And then I don't know what I was saying. I think it had to do with Jose. But I was like, I know he'll pay you whatever. And then the guy is like, I don't want to hear any more talking, and then starts to reach for his gun. And at that point, I started crying. And I'm not much of a crier, but it was so freaking traumatic. I literally was crying, like saying, please don't shoot me on the side of the road in Uganda. 3 nights ago. And there was no one else around. It was just Emma and I and this man who's acting like a psychopath. And as soon as I started asking too where he was, I noticed like he couldn't look me in the eyes. So I think he was super drunk, but it wasn't really obvious at first. It makes sense with how like angrily he responded that he was definitely on something or drinking, because who just intentionally crashes into someone's car, punches in their windshield, and then pulls a gun on them? Like, after you two bump lightly on a straight road, like, it's not normal. And so the Boda guys, like these biker guys, had pulled over and were like trying to ask if I was okay, but they didn't speak English. And so I kept asking them, like, does anyone here speak English? And they're like, no, not really. And then one finally showed up that did, and I was like, can you please stay right here? If I come running over to you and jump on your bike, you need to drive as fast as you can. Because I'm thinking, like, maybe I need to leave without my house key, but, like, I'm trying not to, and I don't really know what to do because he has all of Jose's stuff. He has Jose's car. So I wasn't trying to just, like, abandon the situation. And even though I was freaking scared and I really wanted to. But Emma was, like, trying to calm me down. These Boda guys were like, don't cry, it's okay. I'm like, it's not okay. This guy just pulled a gun on us. I've never had a gun pointed at my head before. And this is, like, officially the scariest night of my life. So, fast forward, Emma tells me Jose is, like, hiding in the bushes nearby. So I thought he probably booked it and ran for his life, but he, like, stayed really close and could see me the whole time. And I could not see him. And so Emma was like, go talk to him. And I was like, no, like, that's going to put him in danger, because this man also said he wasn't going to let me leave because he knew that if he kept me there, that my friend would come back. So he was going to use me as leverage. It was, like, totally a movie scene. And I was obviously freaked out. So then I'm like thinking I don't want him to see that I'm walking over towards Jose. So I just acted like I was walking away and upset. So I tell Jose what's going on when I get to Jose. And Jose was, like, talking about walking back over. I said, you can't do that. Like, he's not right in his head. Like, he's going to do something bad to you. And the man started asking for money from Emma and I had no money. Like, none. And by the way, I wasn't going to pay him either. Like, he's obviously a corrupt human being. The cop that came didn't do anything about the situation. He was just helping the guy that was going off. And then even when I said he had a gun, the guy started lying and saying, I don't have a gun. So, trying to, like, make this as short as possible, but it's kind of a long story. Jose and Emma end up paying this guy. The guy is, like, gaslighting me, being like, well, I'm not a corrupt special forces officer, so here you go, you can have the money back. He hands me the money. He starts asking for it from me later, but he still had Jose's phone. I was like, I want his phone back. He wouldn't give it back, so I have no way to call anyone because, again, Jose's hotspotting me. And I was like, oh my gosh. So Jose ended up negotiating getting his phone back and his keys with this money. So the guy takes a ton of money from Jose and Emma. And then Jose made a call because he has friends in high places, and a whole fleet showed up. So, like, a big, like, police truck with maybe 6 to 8 police guys come. As soon as they get there, they're checking on me. Everything seems like okay, but this guy ran. So it was pretty obvious that he wasn't special forces, and if he is, he's super drunk and corrupt at the time. So I think he probably wouldn't have wanted to be seen by them. Because, yeah, he drove away, but I saw him down the road, and I have really freaking good eyes. 2015, I may add. But I was like, I swear to you guys, he's down there. Like, they were listening to me. But then my friends were like, no, that's not the car. He drove away. But I truly, like, I know for a fact that I saw him a ways down the road, just parked. I don't know if he was still in the car or what. But then these police guys say, hey, since you have a flat tire, drive to this nearest police station, leave the car there, and make a report. Well, we drive there. It was scary because I'm thinking this guy's going to be following us. We get there, and that corrupt little traffic officer is there. And he was like, you guys can't park the car here. Like, we already made a report. And I was like, you didn't listen to me, you didn't listen to anyone whatsoever. Like, there's been no report made of what actually happened. And so they said, go to the next police station. So we go to the next police station on our flat tire, me checking constantly to see if someone's following us. And they said, oh, we already got a call that you guys made a report, or that this has already been handled with and that we're not supposed to touch it. So it's pretty obvious that we're dealing with like someone in the system working against us, telling everyone not to listen to us about what happened. So we go to the third police station, where one of the men was like really condescending and scary. And they listened to us. I don't think anyone had thought to call ahead to the third place, but we did not get much out of it. So we end up driving all the way home, which is far. It's like 30 to 40-minute drive on this flat tire. And that was that. So I was like, you know what? I want to leave. I want to go be with Teddy. There's enough going on in my life right now. That was like the most traumatic night of my life. I've never had anyone pointing a gun at me, let alone saying like I don't have rights and that I'm going to be used against my friend to like lure my friend back to a very dangerous scene. I mean, I've never, after having a bottle thrown at my face and being in a car crash, like he directly hit us on my side. So it's all just been a lot, to be honest. And I'm feeling like okay right now, like talking about it. I feel weird in my stomach. Like it was horrible. I didn't really get to tell anyone but Teddy. I talked to my mom about it, who's amazingly logical and calm and supportive of me. And yeah, so I mean, there's nothing I can do. It was completely out of my control. It was scary as shit, and I never want to go through anything like that again. I was kind of just done with Uganda for the time being. I did have an amazing time there up until that point, but after that, I was just like, oh my gosh, I just need to go home because I was only going to have a week in between my trips, and this gave me a week and a half to kind of just chill, be with the person who makes me feel the most safe and at peace, which is my boyfriend, Teddy. And yeah, so that's the story, you guys. I don't know if I missed anything, but in case this guy's ever watching this video, I have the license plate. I already sent a picture of him and the car and the license plate to quite a few people. Jose thought it would be actually a good idea to talk about it rather than something that's going to put me in danger. That way people know. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just kind of a like accessory almost to this horrible situation, but I'm really thankful that God kept me safe and alive, and that I just have a really safe space, not only like physically but emotionally, to come back to. And I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to be home, and I feel like I'm home wherever Teddy is. So I'm very thankful for him and the way he's protective and loving of me. And now for the next week and a half, I'm just going to like relax and exercise a lot and get my mind right and eat right and just focus on all the things that are good for my health. So, I mean, I know this is kind of a shocking story. It's okay if you have no idea what to say. Like, there's nothing left to be done about it. Jose already fixed the car. And it came out of like his own pocket trying to fix everything because this guy just took his money and ran. But I think like they handled it as well as they could have, and we are alive and safe and just kind of want to move on from it. But it's definitely scary and a bonding moment. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe if you'd like to come on my other adventures and hear all the other crazy stories coming up in the future. But I'm hoping they're all like safe and fun and positive and healthy. But I feel like a cat with like 80 lives, honestly, with everything that's been going on. But just grateful to God for my safety and the people in my life that care for me and look out for me, and it's another day of life, truly. Like, being at the hands of, like, your life at the hands of someone else's, it was like the worst feeling of my entire life. So anyways, you guys, thanks for all the love and support, and I'll see you in the next video.